From the outside, the Menendez family seemed to have it all. A grand mansion, immense wealth, and the kind of life that only a privileged few could enjoy in 1980s Beverly Hills. Jose and Kitty Menendez appeared to be the ideal parents, devoted to their sons Lyle and Eric. But like many seemingly perfect images, there were cracks beneath the surface. Lyle and Eric Menendez grew up in a world of privilege. But it wasn't all glamorous. With a father like Jose, a high-ranking executive with a demanding nature, the brothers were under constant pressure to excel. Jose had high expectations, and failure was never an option. Over time, this pressure created tension and resentment within the family. As the boys grew older, they began to notice peculiar events around their home. Strangers arriving at odd hours, whispered conversations behind closed doors, and financial documents that seemed out of place. Lyle, the older and more observant brother, was the first to sense something was amiss. He confided in Eric, and together they began to investigate their father's life. In their search for answers, the brothers uncovered shocking information. Jose was entangled in a web of organized crime figures. These weren't just business contacts. They were powerful, dangerous people who didn't hesitate to eliminate anyone who crossed them. Jose had forged alliances to secure his position, but these alliances came at a cost. When Lyle tried to confront his father, Jose's reaction was severe. He warned Lyle and Eric to stay out of his business, threatening that their curiosity could endanger not just them, but anyone close to them. But the brothers couldn't let it go. They were in too deep. Their fear now mixed with a sense of betrayal. Kitty Menendez, once seen as the devoted mother, was aware of Jose's dealings, though she never spoke of them. She chose to stay silent, perhaps out of fear, or maybe because she too was complicit. But her silence added another layer of isolation for Lyle and Eric, who felt they had no one they could trust. Shortly after their confrontation with their father, Lyle and Eric began receiving anonymous threats. Notes slipped under their door. Strange phone calls warning them to stay in line. The boys realized they weren't just dealing with family tensions. They were in real danger. Desperate, the brothers made plans to leave. Lyle considered moving out entirely, and Eric even looked at colleges far from California. But each time they tried, Jose found a way to keep them close, using money, threats, and emotional manipulation. The message was clear: they would never escape. Eric finally opened up to a friend, someone he thought he could trust. He hinted at his fears and the strange events at home. But as soon as he shared these secrets, they found their way back to Jose. The boys were trapped, their every move monitored. Even friends were not safe. Jose finally revealed the true nature of his operations. He suggested that he was preparing them to enter his business world, a realm built on alliances with dangerous individuals. He made it clear that any betrayal would result in consequences far more severe than they could imagine. One night, Kitty finally opened up to Eric. She admitted her own fear of Jose and revealed that she felt powerless to protect her sons. Her despair was clear, but her confession only deepened the boys' fear. Kitty, too, was trapped, a victim of circumstances and choices she could never take back. Unusual incidents started occurring in the Menendez home. Objects mysteriously falling, brakes inexplicably failing. Lyle and Eric grew increasingly suspicious, believing that Jose's associates were sending them ominous messages, reminders of the consequences if they ever defied their father. With no other options, the brothers began devising a plan to escape. They believed was their only chance at survival. Their fear morphed into desperation, as they realized the only way out might be to eliminate the source of their terror entirely. On that fateful night, the plan was set in motion. In their minds, Lyle and Eric believed it was self-defense, a desperate attempt to break free from a lifetime of entrapment. The world would never understand, but they were ready to take that chance. The aftermath of their actions was not relief, but a torrent of guilt and paranoia. They constantly feared retribution from Jose's associates, and that Kitty's secrets would be buried forever. They began to wonder if they had truly escaped or merely sentenced themselves to a different kind of prison. Chapter 16, The Media Storm. As the trial commenced, the media depicted a harsh image of two privileged, unappreciative sons who murdered for wealth. Yet their truth remained unheard. The tale of a family trapped by perilous connections. During the trial, the brothers revealed their fears, but without solid proof, their story appeared implausible, unbelievable. They watched as their true motive for the murders was overshadowed by assumptions of greed and hatred. The world condemned Lyle and Eric as villains, unaware of the dark, unspoken threats that had haunted them for years. The story had spiraled out of control. No one would ever believe the true reason behind their actions. Decades went by and the brothers stayed silent, their truth entombed with their parents. They endured their punishment, aware that no one would ever comprehend the terror that had led them to that fateful night. To this day, Lyle and Eric Menendez remain in prison. Their names are synonymous with greed and violence. But one question lingers. What if there was more to the story? What if their actions were a desperate attempt to escape a reality no one would believe? I guess we will never know, but it does make a person think though, doesn't it? What do you think? Don't forget to subscribe to That Dopamine Channel for more untold stories. Thank you for watching.